Have you heard of the scariest and spookiest SpongeBob episode? This is the hash-slinging slasher, the most terrifying monster of Bikini Bottom. He is introduced in the graveyard shift. The episode starts with Squidward locking up the Krusty Krab and turning the sign to closed. Some fish walks up, asking for a Krabby Patty Deluxe even though the sign definitely says closed. But then the fish says Mr. Krab's favorite word, money. And of course, he wants more money. So now, the Krusty Krab is open 24/7. SpongeBob is excited, which honestly, I used to judge this guy for loving work so much, and I still kind of do, because he literally doesn't get paid. This dude is basically just always working for fun. Anyway, SpongeBob's dancing, all around excited for their sleepover, and Squidward is miserable. Then SpongeBob starts bugging Squidward, all excited about doing normal work stuff at night. I'm working in the kitchen at night. I'm chopping lettuce at night, mopping the bathroom at night, which is gross by the way. This dude uses his body to mop the floor. I can't even imagine how dirty SpongeBob is cleaning all this stuff. Squidward isn't very excited though and hands a fish a bat to smack him. If working a double wasn't enough, SpongeBob continually annoys Squidward, so he gets the plan to ask SpongeBob to take out the trash so he can have some peace. This is finally where he realizes that the night shift is actually pretty terrifying. At first, he's excited until he looks outside and realizes how far the dumpster is. This is where Squidward starts finally getting some enjoyment from the night shift, realizing how scared SpongeBob is. So he convinces him to go outside. I thought you liked the night shift. And this totally convinces him, and he finally gets the courage to go outside. He says, "Piece of cake," and then we see Squidward comes up with a plan to scare him. So he starts telling SpongeBob the story about the hash-slinging slasher, and this dude is obviously lying. The slash-bringing hasher, the hash-slinging slasher, the sash-ringing, the trash-slinging. Squidward says that people actually just call him the Ha because that's all they can say before he gets them, and SpongeBob starts freaking out. He says that a long time ago, the hash-slinging slasher was a fry cook and worked at the Krusty Krab just like SpongeBob. But then one night, while he was cutting the patties, he forgot the secret sauce and actually cut off his entire arm. SpongeBob isn't scared at all because his arms can just grow back like this or like this or like this, but Squidward won't admit defeat. He tells SpongeBob that the hash-slinging slasher's arm never grew back, and he replaced it with a rusty spatula, which makes SpongeBob scream again. Squidward is going really hard with this prank, and it's only going to get worse. Squidward then says the hash-slinging slasher got hit by a bus, but SpongeBob literally gets more scared of the fact that he got fired from his job. Squidward says that every Tuesday night, the hash-slinging slasher returns to the Krusty Krab to reap his horrible vengeance. He tells SpongeBob that there are 3 signs that warn you of the slasher. First, the lights will flicker on and off. Next, the phone will ring, but no one will be there. And then he gets off of the bus that killed him and crosses the street without looking. Then he taps on the window with his rusty spatula, comes up to the counter, and then he gets you. Squidward jumps and scares SpongeBob so badly that he literally cannot stop screaming, but Squidward gets a good laugh out of it. He then tells SpongeBob that it was a joke, which is kind of messed up, but he will receive his karma soon enough. At least SpongeBob found it funny, and now he can't stop laughing. Later in the night, there are no more customers at the Krusty Krab, and Squidward hears a really creepy noise, but it's okay because it's just SpongeBob mopping the ceiling. Squidward is still annoyed that they are open and wonders who would want a Krabby Patty at 3 in the morning. Then we see the iconic scene of Patrick. Oh boy, 3 a.m. and he just munches on his Krabby Patty, but then something really weird happens. The lights start flickering on and off, just like in Squidward's story. He thinks SpongeBob's doing it, but he's not, and the switch next to him isn't even moving. Now Squidward is the one starting to be creeped out. SpongeBob still thinks it's a joke. Then the phone starts to ring, but no one is there. Squidward is really starting to freak out now, and SpongeBob is still laughing about it. Then the last sign, out of the fog emerges a creepy bus, and someone with a spatula for a hand gets dropped off across the street. SpongeBob still thinks it's a joke, and thanks Squidward for his commitment, but Squidward makes it clear that he's not behind this. They both get extremely scared. Their hair grows and starts wiggling. The hash-slinging slasher approaches the counter, and they are hugging each other before their death, so they admit some secrets. Squidward says he's always sort of liked SpongeBob, which is crazy since we know Squidward for hating him. This changes how I view their dynamic, but we won't get into that. SpongeBob admits he uses Squidward's clarinet to unclog his toilet. It turns out it was just a nice kid trying to apply for a job. He even brought his own spatula. He was also the one who tried calling the store but got nervous and hung up. Now this whole thing is a little fishy though. Right before this scene, when the bus was outside, Squidward told SpongeBob the buses don't operate late at night. So how did this kid get access to a bus? My only guess is that he knows someone who owns a bus, or he's from somewhere outside Bikini Bottom, but I seriously don't know. Anyway, if he was the one who called, then who was flickering the lights? Nosferatu. The episode ends with Nosferatu grinning. By the way, Nosferatu was from a 1922 silent film, and the writers of this episode thought it would be cool to add him, but I honestly feel like he had a part in this little prank towards Squidward too, especially since the little fry cook kid knew him. Maybe Nosferatu heard Squidward's story and made it come true by calling his little homie to come act like the hash-slinging slasher. I don't know. In this episode, you get to see Squidward scare SpongeBob with an obviously made-up story, then get scared, which is really funny. We see so many different emotions from these two characters in only a short span of 11 minutes. The episode is just terrifying. The noises and the atmosphere. It's kind of cool though because we just experienced the exact emotions SpongeBob felt when Squidward told him the original story. Well, that's all I got for you guys. If any of you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below with video recommendations. The slash-bringing hasher, the hash-slinging slasher, the sash-ringing, the trash-slinging,